After Robbie had been admitted to treatment, the psychological assessment showed that there's potential that there was other victims we don't know about. In my heart, I hope that it's not true, but I really don't know. It could be a possibility. I definitely have concerns that he's hurt other people.
You have to think about this question. As a parent, if you had to make a choice to protect some of your children by isolating them from one of your other children, would you have the strength to do that? Robbie is 15 and admits that he has sexual urges towards children as young as 5 years old. In fact, he stated a preference for little boys 5 years and younger. He is weeks away from being discharged from treatment and admits that he is still a danger.
Hey, Mom.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to go to bed.
So, how have you been feeling?
A little stressed. I'm happy I've been discharging in like 3 days.
Are you still having sexual thoughts and feelings about younger kids?
It's not as often.
When you think about what you did, do you feel bad about that, or do you just not care?
I feel bad about it, but in the same sense, I feel excited when I think of it.
Do you think that you would try and hurt one again? Honestly?
There's a high risk.
Yeah. When you go out in public, you fantasize about raping strangers.
Right.
You still have fantasies about raping strangers, but if you're not around strangers, it's a lot more controllable.
Right.
Can you tell me like how you feel when you think about raping people?
It gives me joy, excitement, peaceful.
So the thought of raping somebody makes you happy.
Right.
And how do you think that they would feel?
I don't think twice about how other people would feel. I just think of how I would feel.
So you only care about what you would gain sexually?
Pretty much.
Do you still feel like if they let you out today that you would find a victim and that you would rape them?
It's not that, it's me trying to manipulate someone else.
So you think you would try to convince them to let you have sex with them?
Yeah.
And what happens if they aren't willing to? You told me that you would hurt them or make them shut up. Do you still feel like that?
Occasionally.
Or do you feel like you still have sexual thoughts and urges towards the same people you used to? Do you feel like if you got out of there, like you're gonna do that stuff again?
Sometimes I even worry about my own thoughts. I feel like I've gotten no better, and that if I do get out, there's more chance I have of doing it again. Yes.
Okay, now that's a weekly check-in, right? And,
Well, sometimes weekly, sometimes more than once a week.
and you report the results of that to the program?
So most of the time, the therapist is present when I talk, and if not, then I absolutely will report any information that he gives me to try and help him get better.
Because he won't talk to the therapist.
No,
And what is their attitude about it at this point?
they don't want him there anymore. They don't care. They just think that he's set in his ways and this is who he is, and sorry, here's your kid. Take him back.
And so what do you see the alternatives as being at this point?
I mean, I've searched high and low looking for other treatment facilities, but I just keep falling short. But I'm trying.
Have you thought about prosecuting? That's what you've been told by this program, right?
Yes.
That if you prosecute him and he pleads guilty, gets into the system, then they will court order something and put him into a state program.
We've advocated for it and told them to press the charges, and they're dragging their feet. It's like nobody wants to help.
And if when he's discharged, you just don't show up, what have they told you will happen at that point?
He would then go to, at first, a shelter, and then he would potentially go into like an independent living home. But there's not really any therapy, and then if it's independent living, there's a lot of opportunity for him to offend.